My name is Ethan Carter, and I'm 18 years old, poised at the brink of a narrative I never imagined I would share. It's not just a story. It's a complex weave of intense feelings fraught with longing and unspoken yearnings. I'm still in the process of uncovering layers within myself, but I feel compelled to share this journey. It's not solely my story. It's about the intricate dance of love, family, and choices that can intertwine in unexpected ways, transforming everything you believe to be true about your own identity. This narrative explores intricate emotions, uncharted passions, and the delicate interplay of relationships that challenge the very essence of loyalty and connection. If you find these moments challenging, remember to nurture your own well-being. In revealing my deepest feelings, I yearn for another soul, to find solace in their own hidden battles, to know they are not isolated in their yearning. Let us journey back to the origins, to an era when existence felt uncomplicated, before the boundaries of morality began to fade away. In the quiet corners of a small Ohio town, my mother, Lauren Brooks, was the very essence of my existence. At 38, she carried the weight of her world with grace, a single mom whose warm hazel eyes sparkled with untold stories, and her laughter had the power to illuminate even the darkest corners of life. She had nurtured me in solitude from my earliest days, investing every fragment of her being to ensure I was enveloped in love. Our bond transcended the typical. We were not merely mother and son, but the closest of companions entwined in a connection that defied the ordinary. Intimate allies bound by secrets. We would lose ourselves for hours in the magic of old films, reciting lines that danced on our lips, our laughter echoing like a secret shared between us, leaving us breathless and yearning for more. Lauren was my refuge, the one soul who ignited a sense of belonging in a world where I frequently felt like a stranger. I was different from the other kids' content in my solitude, embracing the quietude of my own company. Home felt complete, wrapped in the warmth of her presence. Our bond was anything but ordinary, though I failed to recognize it at the time. We lay together in that bed, a sanctuary of warmth and familiarity, long into my teenage years, a reality that felt entirely natural to me. In the quiet of the night, she would gently wrap me in warmth, her tender voice a balm as we shared our secrets, our aspirations, and our deepest anxieties. As the years passed, I would still find my way into her embrace after the shadows of my fears crept in, and in her warmth the chaos would fade, restoring a sense of peace to my restless heart. Her lips would brush against mine, not in an odd manner, but in fleeting, tender touches, reminiscent of cherished moments captured in vintage family snapshots. She would embrace me with a fierce tenderness, tousle my hair playfully, and whisper her love for me each day. For me, it was an intense connection, raw and undeniable. Lauren shared her thoughts with me in a way that felt intimate and rare, unlike the typical distance often found between mothers and their children. She would transform before my eyes, shedding layers with an ease that felt almost sacred, wandering about in just a t-shirt and underwear, her confidence radiating a warmth that made everything feel beautifully right. She was more than just Lauren. She was the essence of my world, my heart's deepest connection. Yet as I entered my mid-teens, a profound change began to unfold. I began to observe details that had previously escaped me, the way her hair cascaded over her shoulder, with each laugh the gentle arch of her smile, the way her eyes shimmered with a light that seemed to be just for me. These were feelings I never sought, and they filled me with fear. I would suppress them, convincing myself they were insignificant, yet they remained haunting me like a persistent shadow. One afternoon I returned home from school, and there she was in the kitchen, lost in the simple act of stirring a pot of pasta, a scene that stirred something deep within me. She donned a carefree tank top and shorts, her hair casually swept into a messy bun. She appeared transformed, not merely my mother, but a woman bursting with vitality, full of life. My heart raced, and a wave of guilt washed over me so intense that I had to look away, feigning a distraction as I reached for a snack. A whirlwind of feelings consumed me, leaving me uncertain yet aware that this path was fraught with complications. Then arrived the instant that transformed everything. On that sultry summer afternoon, an unexpected urge pulled me toward the bathroom, where my toothbrush awaited a simple object, yet laden with unspoken longing. In a moment of reckless abandon, I swung the door wide and found myself paralyzed, Lauren emerged from the shower, her skin glistening with droplets, a towel clutched in her hand, yet still unwrapped, embracing the moment of vulnerability. In that fleeting moment, the world around me faded away. In that moment, I truly beheld her, as if a veil had been lifted, revealing depths I had never dared to explore. My heart raced, heat flooded my cheeks, and my thoughts vanished into a haze, and I felt the pull and irresistible force that kept me from walking away. I found myself frozen in place, captivated, until she finally caught my gaze. "Ethan." She inhaled sharply, a mix of surprise and intrigue washing over her, instinctively shielding herself. She chuckled softly, her laughter carrying a hint of longing beneath its surface. "Next time, let your presence be known before entering." "All right, my dear." I whispered an apology and fled, my heart racing with a fervor that felt like it could shatter at any moment. The memory etched itself into my mind, and despite my efforts, it clung to me like a haunting whisper I couldn't escape. Even more troubling, it awakened a tempest within me, confusion, guilt, and an unnamed longing that consumed my thoughts. A shadowy allure that beckons from the depths of the heart. From that moment on, my gaze shifted, burdened by a newfound intensity. In moments when she was unaware, I found myself captivated, my gaze following the rhythm of her every movement. Her laughter with Caleb Turner would echo in my mind, stirring a deep, unsettling jealousy that left me breathless. Caleb, in his early 40s, exuded charm, yet remained elusive, a man who spoke the words that danced on the edge of longing, but never ventured into the depths of commitment. Lauren was worthy of so much more, and it pained me to see how he cast a shadow over her spirit, leaving her feeling isolated even in his presence. My emotions deepened, becoming a complex web that I struggled to navigate. I found myself retreating, isolating in my room, or seeking solace with my closest friend, Jasper Lee. Jasper was 18, fiercely devoted, yet wildly impulsive, the only one who truly understood me. We would lose ourselves for hours in video games, or share stolen sips of beer by the creek. Yet even in his presence, I found it impossible to reveal the turmoil that consumed me from within. How do you confide in your closest friend about the unexpected emotions you've developed for your mother? I concealed it, wishing it would vanish into the shadows. It simply did not. The weight of remorse pressed heavily, yet the allure was equally intoxicating. One night, as I lay in bed, my thoughts drifted to her, and before I realized it, I was lost in the depths of longing. As my fingers explored her presence, lingered vividly in my mind, the overwhelming rush of shame crashed over me, yet the cycle continued, entwined with guilt. Vows made to cease, yet the yearning grew more intense. I found myself spiraling, overwhelmed by a sense of loss and entrapment that I couldn't break free from. Then arrived the evening that shattered all boundaries. It was a Friday, and Lauren and I found ourselves on the couch, lost in the world of a cheesy rom-com, the air thick with unspoken feelings, and a tension that danced just beneath the surface. She nestled against me, her head resting softly on my shoulder, enveloping me in her warmth and the intoxicating aroma of her lavender shampoo. As I stared at the screen, my thoughts spiraled, tangled in a whirlwind of longing and unspoken yearnings. As the final credits rolled, she let out a soft sigh, her body arching in a languid stretch, a hint of yearning lingering in the air. "I'm retreating into the night. Are you ready to join me?" She inquired, her tone deceptively light, concealing the weight of unspoken longing. I nodded, even as every fiber of my being urged me to turn back. I found myself caught in a whirlwind of feelings I couldn't resist. In the solitude of her room, she slipped into her familiar sleepwear, a simple t-shirt and underwear, exuding a calm confidence. I, on the other hand, found myself unable to meet her gaze, my heart racing with a mix of longing and trepidation. We slipped beneath the sheets, the shadows enveloping us in a tender embrace. I lay there, a whirlwind of emotions coursing through me, her gentle breathing, a tantalizing reminder of the closeness we shared. In that moment, an overwhelming force drew me in. Perhaps it was the stillness, the intimacy, the burden of all I had kept hidden. I found myself reaching out my fingertips, grazing her arm, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and dangerous. She remained still, and I pressed on my hand, quivering as it glided along her spine. Then her waist, a tantalizing curve that ignited a fire within. My heart raced wildly, a tempest of longing, and deep down I understood I ought to pull away. Yet I found myself unable to do so. I leaned in, our bodies entwined, her heat pulling me deeper into a realm I couldn't resist. I let my fingers glide beneath her shirt, feeling the warmth of her skin against my palm. Then I ascended further until I found myself at her breast. She stirred, releasing a delicate sigh, and I held my breath, bracing for the moment she might reject me. In that moment she shifted her gaze to me, her eyes barely fluttering open, revealing a world of unspoken longing. "Ethan," she murmured, her voice heavy with longing. Fear gripped my heart, yet I found myself unable to resist. "Quiet now," I whispered, my voice trembling with unspoken longing. "It's all right." Mom, her eyes locked onto mine, filled with an intensity that felt both thrilling and unsettling. In that moment my heart raced as her fingers brushed against my skin, igniting a spark I never expected. "It's too early," she whispered, her voice laced with a hint of longing. My responsibilities beckon me, drawing me away from the intoxicating allure of what could be. As I began to retreat, she reached out her fingers, gently gripping my arm, anchoring me in that moment. "No," she breathed, a tremor of longing in her voice. "It's all right, just continue." Those words broke through every wall, igniting a fire within that had long been buried. I drew closer, our lips meeting gently at first, then with an urgent intensity, as she responded with equal fervor, her fingers tangling in my hair. It felt as if a barrier had shattered, unleashing a torrent of long-suppressed emotions. That night, we ventured into a realm of longing that forever altered our paths. A fleeting lapse transformed into an irreversible bond that neither of us could escape. The next morning I awoke with a heaviness that felt as if the world had collided with my very soul. My mind whirled, my heart raced, and the burden of our actions enveloped me in a heavy embrace. Lauren was awake, preparing herself for the day ahead. Her fleeting smile lingered in the air, a delicate facade masking the weight of unspoken truths. She wished me well, her voice light, yet beneath the surface everything had shifted, and I felt the tremors of what lay beneath our casual exchange. It consumed my thoughts, the intensity of her gaze, the softness of her whispered confessions. Guilt gnawed at my insides, yet an undeniable longing surged within me, leaving me lost in the turmoil of conflicting emotions. It lingered between us unspoken, and heavy a secret that never found its voice, not that day, nor in any moment that followed. It felt as though we had silently agreed to ignore the truth, yet that facade could never truly erase the intensity of what had transpired. I kept my distance, retreating to my room or spending time with Jasper, yet each encounter with her ignited an undeniable tension, a silent spark that lingered in the air between us. Lauren underwent a transformation as well. She seemed to retreat into herself, an air of longing surrounding her, particularly in Caleb's presence. Their once effortless connection became fraught with tension. She would retreat at his slightest touch, crafting reasons to keep her distance from him. I could sense the fractures emerging, and deep down I understood I was the one to blame. Caleb felt the weight of his emotions intensifying, a storm of longing and frustration swirling within him. One fateful night I found myself eavesdropping on their heated exchange in the living room. "What stirs within you, Lauren?" he implored, his voice laced with yearning. "Your absence has lingered for weeks, creating a chasm between us. Is there something amiss?" "Everything is fine," she insisted. Yet a tremor betrayed her true feelings. "I'm feeling a deep weariness within me." "Weary?" Caleb let out a derisive laugh. "This is anything but weary. There's a secret lingering beneath the surface." What could it be? The tension mounted, and I found myself unable to bear the weight of the words any longer. My heart raced, burdened by the weight of my own choices. Jasper began to sense the depths of my emotions as well. One afternoon, as we immersed ourselves in the world of video games at his place, He suddenly paused the game, creating a moment thick with unspoken tension. "Duda, what's stirring within you?" He inquired, a flicker of intensity igniting in his gaze. "You seem lost in your own world, distancing yourself from those around you. Whisper your secrets to me." The urge to speak was overwhelming, yet the silence wrapped around me like a shroud, leaving my heart aching for expression. "It's merely matters of the heart within the family," I whispered softly. He held back, not fully embracing the moment, yet refraining from pressing further. "I've expressed my presence, ready to support you whenever you seek it. Oh, the depths of longing and the thrill of what should not be. A journey into the heart's hidden corners, where passion ignites and the soul awakens to the allure of the unattainable." I nodded, yet the weight of my truth lingered unspoken and aching within me. I was engulfed in a tempest of emotions, the weight of guilt and fear pulling me under. Weeks later, the moment of reckoning arrived. Caleb's doubts had intensified, and one fateful night their confrontation ignited into a passionate clash. In the solitude of my room, his voice pierced through the silence, awakening something deep within me. Intensely passionate and tumultuous. "I know what I'm doing. Lauren, there's an undercurrent between us, and I need to understand what it means." Lauren's voice trembled with unspoken longing. I can no longer mask the turmoil within me. The facade of normalcy shatters under the weight of unspoken truths. "What does that signify?" Caleb leaned in closer. Silence lingered heavy and charged. Then the sound of Lauren's voice echoed, stirring something deep within. A soft murmur barely audible. "It's Ethan." A spark ignited between us, and now I find myself lost in its intensity, unsure of how to navigate the tangled emotions that have emerged. My heart froze in that moment. When her words escaped her lips, it transformed everything into a tangible truth that caught me off guard. Caleb's voice became icy, laced with an unspoken longing. "Are you implying what I believe you're implying?" Lauren remained quiet, yet her unspoken words resonated deeply. I had to leave. I took my jacket and stepped outside, wandering without purpose for what felt like an eternity. My thoughts swirl in a tempest of longing and remorse. Upon returning home, an unsettling stillness enveloped the space. With Caleb's absence lingering in the air, Lauren found herself alone on the couch, enveloped in a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. Her eyes glistened with the remnants of tears, a reflection of the turmoil within. Her gaze met mine, and in that fleeting instant the world around us faded away as we lingered in a silent connection. "I regret what has transpired." I gasped, my voice trembling with unspoken longing. She enveloped me in a fierce embrace, igniting a rush of feelings long buried. "Forgive me," she murmured, her voice trembling with unspoken longing. In our embrace, tears flowed freely, yet deep down, I understood that everything had irrevocably changed. The revelation had surfaced, and retreat was no longer an option. In the wake of it all, the threads of reality began to fray. Caleb and Lauren parted ways, a heart-wrenching yet inevitable conclusion to their journey. We began our journeys in therapy, apart, each grappling with our own struggles, before finally coming together. It was a challenging path. As we delved into the depths of our shared experiences, unraveling the intricate tapestry of emotions, our therapist illuminated the truth that our profound connection, though born from love, had crossed into territories that felt both intoxicating and perilous. She shared her thoughts on the importance of consent and nurturing relationships, emphasizing that understanding sexual boundaries is essential, particularly within families. She expressed that the allure of desire can often blur the lines of emotional intimacy, yet pursuing it in forbidden circumstances can lead to profound pain. True connection arises when both individuals are fully aware, standing on equal ground, and feel liberated to express their boundaries without trepidation. Anything less feels like a betrayal of the heart's deepest yearnings. Those words struck deep, revealing how our choices, even in that fleeting moment of shared vulnerability, breached boundaries that ought to have remained untouched. Therapy revealed the subtle intricacies of unintentional grooming, highlighting how persistent physical proximity and blurred boundaries can lead to a tangled web of emotions and misunderstandings. I discovered that understanding intimacy goes beyond mere biology. It's about delving into the depths of feelings, navigating the intricate dance of influence, and honoring the essence of connection. I long for the moments I could have embraced this knowledge earlier, yet I find solace in the journey of discovery I am on now. Lauren and I are embarking on a journey of transformation, not bound by the past roles of mother and son, but as two souls intertwined by a profound connection, yearning to mend and rediscover each other in a new light. The journey is painstaking and chaotic, yet the rewards are profound. I find myself on a journey of self-exploration, navigating the depths of my identity. Returning to school feels like a journey of unearthing hidden emotions, and Jasper stands by me a steadfast presence, even as the depths of my heart remain unspoken. I'm on a journey of self-acceptance, yearning to see beyond the shadows of my past. This tale is a delicate one to unveil, yet it holds great significance. It serves as a poignant reminder of the intricate nature of love, the significance of boundaries, and the choices we sometimes wish we could take back. Yet it also highlights our capacity for growth and transformation in the wake of such experiences. If you find yourself grappling with these intense emotions, know that you don't have to keep them to yourself. Reach out to someone you trust, whether it's a close friend, a counselor, or a support hotline. In the depths of your heart, know that you are never truly solitary, and paths will always unfold before you, even in the shadows of longing. If this tale struck a chord within you, don't hesitate to press that subscribe button for Shattered Promises. We plunge into heartfelt tales of passion, connection, and the quest for forgiveness each week. We invite you to express your feelings in the comments below. What choices would you have made if you were in my position? Your presence fuels this journey, and I long for you to be part of it. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to our next encounter.